Hey guys, and welcome back to another book review. So before we get into the review, I just have a few announcements to make. Well, one's an announcement, one's just like a little disclaimer. So I am not feeling great today. I think I'm getting sick. So if my energy seems kind of low, I'm really sorry. Not quite feeling it today, but I still wanted to get this video up for you guys. So just an FYI, if I seem a little down, I'm not like upset or anything. I just don't feel great. So just wanted to get that out there. Also, this is going to be the last book review Friday for a little bit. I actually have something planned for this month for Halloween for you guys. So it's not like I'm quitting book reviews. I have something coming up and I just kind of need to focus on that for a little while. And this is kind of taking up some time that I could be using for the special thing that I'm doing for you guys. So don't worry, as soon as the big thing happens, I'm gonna have an announcement video telling you guys what I'm doing for the month of October / Halloween. Just so you know, this will be the last book review Friday for, I think, 2 or 3 Fridays. But don't worry, I have something coming up. So now that those things are out of the way, let's get into this book review. And I'm very sorry, this is another negative book review. It won't be as negative as last week's, but it is kind of a downer. I feel really bad. I don't like doing back-to-back negative reviews. I don't even like doing negative reviews, but here we go. This is Grave Events by Jeani Rector. And this is 2 books, or 2 stories, I guess. 2 stories in one book, which I had no idea when I bought this, because the back of the book only talks about one book, like one whole book, like one story. So I was very confused until I opened it up and realized that there were 2 stories in here. Anyways, the cover, honestly, I can't stand. One, it's gross. I'm sorry, I just don't like this. This isn't the kind of cover I look for in a horror book. I like the more artistic, subtle covers. This is very like in your face, and maybe that's what she was going for. And if that's what she was going for, then she definitely succeeded, because this is very in your face. Also, I don't know if you can tell. I don't know if you'll be able to pick it up on camera, but the image is grainy and almost blurry, kind of like someone took an image from Google and just like expanded it, like made it really big to cover the whole book, and it like stretched out the image and made it look grainy and blurry. I don't know if that's what happened. I'm just not a fan of this cover. It's not my type of thing. Honestly, it just kind of grosses me out looking at it, but not in like a good way, like in a bad way. So anyways, that's what I think of the cover. Let me read you the back of the book. It says, Rick Evans doesn't believe in ghosts. Everything changes when he learns too late to be careful about what he invites into the world of the living. Creatures from the netherworld are not always so easy to uninvite. He is soon flung into a labyrinth of family secrets, deceit, and a century-old mystery, leading to something crawling out of an open grave in a moonlit cemetery, culminating in an encounter with the resurrected dead. Also, the text on the back is the exact same way. It's like someone took a photo of it and then expanded it, and it's like blurry, like the text is blurry. I don't know, guys. Maybe I'm being too critical. I have no idea. I usually love covers of books. I think most of the time they're gorgeous. I don't really think you can go wrong with a cover. However, I don't get this one. I don't know. I paid $3.95 for this book because it was used, and honestly, it's worth about $3. But you know, okay, let's let me summarize the stories for you. Like I said, this book has 2 stories in it, and the first story is called Open Grave. This is about a college student named Rick. He's 23 years old, and he falls for a fellow student of his. Her name is Carly, and he pretty much falls for her the minute he meets her. He really, really likes her. Carly is very spiritual. She's been on this spiritual journey since her mom passed away, and she kind of tells him about it. She opens up about her spiritual journey, and Rick is very fascinated because he's not really into the whole spirits, occult kind of thing. And she introduces him to her roommate, Amanda, who is a very, very, very involved in the occult. She reads tarot cards. She just knows a lot about the occult. After his meeting with Amanda and talking more with Carly, he decides that he's going to do a paper on it for his cultural anthropology class. He decides he wants to learn more about it, and it would be a good topic to research. For his research, Carly gives him an address to this candle shop, and it also sells stuff that deals with the occult, so she thinks that he can find some books or some material for his research there. When he goes to this candle shop, he meets Raven. Raven is a worker there, and he instantly becomes obsessed with Raven. He just is head over heels for her. Carly, who? He doesn't care because it's all about Raven. While they're at the candle shop, Raven invites Rick to a seance at her house to learn more about the occult and to get a more hands-on experience with the occult instead of just reading books about it. She thinks that if he kind of gets a hands-on experience, he'll learn way more, and he agrees. And when he goes to this seance, things get weirder and weirder, and he becomes even more obsessed with Raven. That's pretty much how the book starts. It involves family secrets. It involves obviously the occult. It involves rituals. It's very different, but also typical for an occult type book. Usually when I've read things about the occult, this is pretty much what it's like. Rituals, spells, that kind of thing. It's not anything really new in my opinion. It's pretty standard. So this story is the longer one of the 2. It's about 172 pages. The story wasn't bad. Like I said, it's not anything really unique or different. It's pretty typical. It has a lot of moving pieces in the plot, so it can be kind of confusing to remember who's involved in what and who's who and what's going on. So that's the only thing that I really didn't love about it. It's not a bad story. It's just not anything special in my opinion. There was really nothing that unique about it or that different. It just was okay. It wasn't awesome and it wasn't horrible. It was just really in the middle. Okay, so story number 2 is called Grave in the Woods, and this is about a cop named Melissa, and she deals with a lot of harassment because she is a female in a male-dominated career. Her male coworkers, basically anyone in her area of job, just treats her less than because she is a female and everyone else is a male. So the story starts out wherein her and her partner are called to a crime scene where a young boy has found a dead body in the woods. So the rest of the story is Melissa being fascinated with the dead woman that they find in the forest and basically just wanting to know more information about it, her just thinking about life and death and her job, and it's very strange to me. I don't understand where this story fits in. I don't really understand the purpose of this story because it's very short and there really isn't anything that happens. They solve the case. I mean, we figure out who murdered the dead woman, but I mean, that's it. It's not scary. It's just there. I mean, at least the first one dealt with the occult and rituals and spells, and there was a plot and there was moving pieces and there were characters, and you could at least connect somewhat to the characters because you learned about them. This story was so short and so to the point. It was just so natural. Cop finds crime scene leads to investigation, investigation leads to suspects, suspects lead to, you know, it's so typical. Like, they find the crime, they solve it, the end. I mean, I don't understand. I don't get what the thinking was with the second story. Honestly, if they had just left the second story out and just had done the first story, it would have made more sense to me, and honestly, I probably would have liked the book more. The second story was so unnecessary, in my opinion. Have no idea why she included it in the book. The two stories just don't fit together. I mean, at least if you were gonna have the one story about the occult, I get, but then make the other story about the occult as well, or something relating to the first story, like maybe a character from the first story in the second story, but they didn't connect at all. Like, they didn't mesh. They were just so separate that it was like you were reading two different books. At least for me, usually when books have two stories in it, they're at least somewhat cohesive. Like, they have a same undertone or the same purpose or the same something. Like, there's something that they have in common, and they didn't in this book, unless, I mean, dead people was the common goal. I mean, but then any horror book can be common with other horror books because they all have dead people in it. I don't know. I'm just very confused as to what the second story even meant to the book. I don't know why it was there. It was just frustrating for me to read because I didn't understand the point of it. I didn't get it at all. Like I said, I only paid about $3.95 for this book, which I am pretty happy about because I don't think it's worth more than $4. I would not pay more than $4 for this. I just feel like the book was weird. It was like the stories weren't thought out fully. They were just like afterthoughts. I don't understand. That's all I can really say. I don't understand. I don't know. This book was just not my cup of tea. If you're gonna put stories into one book, I like when they flow together or have common themes, or at least sound like they're written by the same person, or feel like they have something in common, and I just didn't feel that with this book, and for those reasons, I did not enjoy this book. I am glad it's done, and I'm glad I'm probably never going to read it again. That was kind of mean, but I'm also not sorry that I don't want to read it again. Okay, guys, that's all I have to say. Honestly, I'm really sorry that it's another negative review. I really don't like negative reviews. Again, sorry for my lack of enthusiasm in this video. I'm just not feeling good, but I did want to get this video up for you guys. Also, like I said, this will be the last book review Friday for a little bit. Don't worry. Like I said, something is coming on my channel that I'm very, very excited about. I just have to put my energy into that right now, and I cannot focus on my book review Fridays. I don't want those to suffer because of this special thing that I'm doing for you guys. I'm very excited about this Halloween themed October thing that I'm doing. I think it'll be really fun. Well, at least I hope. I don't know if you guys are gonna actually like it, but I hope you guys like it. So stay tuned for an announcement video coming fairly soon about that. Yeah, so that's all I have to say. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a like and think about subscribing to my channel. And I hope I see you guys in my next video. Bye!